Hello, it's Michael Kozak at the Healthy Vegan Lifestyle. Today we're going to do a little more dehydrating. We're going to boost it up a notch. This is the big boy we've got out today, the 9-tray Excalibur. And I'm sure you've heard about kale chips, but we're going to make kale crackers. I've taken the same recipe that people would use for kale chips and turned it into crackers with just a couple of more additives. So we're going to get right into it today. This is 2 cups of organic chia seeds that I put in this Pyrex dish and filled up with water. And I love using chia seeds because they're so good for you, but they also soak a lot faster than flaxseed. So this has only been about a half an hour, and this is going to be the binder for the cracker. The chia seeds that have been soaked, you can see it's all gooey, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So you're going to need some soaked chia seeds, that's 2 cups. I don't really measure a lot because it's different every time. So we've got some organic Meyer lemons. We've got a couple of, actually 3 bunches of organic kale. I've got a nice juicer here for the lemon. And we're going to put in some nutritional yeast, which is right here. I got a big bag up top. I'll get it in a little while, along with some of the mineral salt. And that's all the ingredients you need. So you need chia seeds soaked, lemons, kale, along with some nutritional yeast and some salt. And we're going to show you exactly how to make them. They're fast and easy. Okay, so to start the process, we've got a bunch of kale. And I've had kale before that was absolutely huge, and a bunch of it would not fit into the Cuisinart. So it all depends. That's why I said at the beginning of the video, it's always different. So we're just going to throw this in there, and we're going to see what happens, you know, as far as the volume of kale that's in here. And you just want to pulsate it to get that kale all broken up, and you want a really good amount of kale in here. And so we're probably going to be able to put the rest of this in this vat. So now that that is all like that, I mean, look at this kale. Look at how green that gets. That is just unbelievable. It just brings out the life in it. So that's going to go back on there. And this is the soaked chia seeds. You can see how great that looks. And again, probably, I don't know, maybe a cup and a half is going to go in there, along with about a cup of nutritional yeast, cup and a half of nutritional yeast. I've juiced these pretty big Meyer lemons. I've juiced 2½ of those, and I normally would not measure it, but today I'm going to measure it so that you can get an idea of how much lemon that I'm going to be putting in there. And that's just about how much lemon I would put in there. And so that's about a half a cup of lemon juice, and that would go in just like this stuff. It has a lot of great qualities to it. You can get some really nice salts out there nowadays. And so just, I would say, you know, because this is going to make a couple of trays, so it will be spread out, maybe about 1.5 teaspoons of mineral salt. And then we're going to put the lid back on that. So now we have the kale, nutritional yeast, 1 bunch of kale, and like I said, it's going to vary depending upon the size. 1 cup of nutritional yeast, about 1/2 cup of lemon juiced, and 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. Okay, now that this is all mixed up, you know, that I did that for about maybe 60 seconds, 60 seconds to get it in this state, and this is what it looks like. And I'm telling you, this just like this, it's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. So now we're going to get it on the Teflex sheet, and this will probably make 2 trays. You don't want to make it too thick, and you don't want to make it too thin, so that's kind of a call you want to make. But here we are spreading it on the Teflex sheet. And either way, if you make it too thick, it's just going to take longer than 24 hours to dry, and we'll bring you through the whole process of the drying. And then if you make it too thin, it just won't be great for dipping into hummus and things like that. The cracker will break, but it'll still be delicious no matter how it comes out as far as too thick or too thin. Just want to give you a bird's eye view of what this stuff looks like. That is just good, good stuff. How I'm putting it out on the sheet. Probably, I'm not even sure what this looks like. It might be like frightening and Looks like a horror show. The blob is taking over the earth. Trying to give you an idea of the thickness and how beautiful this stuff is. Look at that. It is just beautiful. The smells that I'm getting right now, the color, it's blue-green with the algae, like an algae kind of color. And it's just great with some chia seeds going through this and the lemon smell coming off and the nutritional yeast. These are so healthy for you and your family and your kids. You should never have to eat another box food ever again. So I'm hoping this is going to come out nice. The view of this cracker being spread out on that, just beautiful. And I have enough left in here for another half a tray. So I'm going to just keep making these until they get into, until I fill up all 9 trays on the dehydrator, and then we'll bring you through that other process. But that's how easy it is. I've done this a couple times now, and I'm out of kale. This is my 3rd batch. And I'm just going to go through the process, making it and put it on the tray. But I want to say that I'm going to have leftover chia seeds, and I really don't want to waste them. So what I'm going to do is, I know I've got some collard greens in the refrigerator. So I'm going to cut up some collard greens and make a batch out of collard greens. And that's why I always say in my recipes, in my videos, to be creative. Don't get stuck into one place with what I'm doing, or always change it up, Like I said, you're going to put some hot pepper in here or some cayenne pepper in there, make them spicy if you want. You could actually go Italian and put some Italian seasoning in here, along with, I really believe you need the nutritional yeast and the lemons and the chia seeds for sure. But you could also just take that to the next step and make them Italian tasting. So just want to throw that out there, that I'm going to do the next batch with some collards and try to fill this thing up and not waste any of the soaked chia seeds. Okay, so here we are. All 9 trays are done. Like I said, I had to pull a couple of collards. Actually, I pulled out 4 8-9-inch collards, put them in for a batch, and those you can see are a little bit different color, but they're going to be just wonderful, wonderful crackers, and I'm going to show you through the drying process. Like I said, don't get stuck into any one particular way. Your family or you may not want them as cheesy. We went through that whole jar of nutritional yeast. This is a mason jar, 32-ounce mason jar for these 9 trays. That was full when we started. We probably went through, I think it was 9 or 10 nice Meyer lemons. You may not want it as tart, so don't get stuck in any particular way. Be creative, and we'll take you through this rest of this process. Okay, so these have been in the dehydrator overnight. I could have taken them out in about 8 hours, but that would have been in the middle of the night, so I just let them cook until, or uncook, dehydrate until this morning. So the temperature has been set at 115 degrees, and that's all you do is pull the trays out one at a time, and these do curl up a little bit, the Teflon sheet, so you just want to run your hand underneath and make sure the bottom one, the next one underneath it, does not come out with it and crash onto the floor. So you just flip them over, pull the Teflon sheet off, and voila, the crackers are ready to go back in. They're going to be cooking for about another 8 hours or so, or uncooking, dehydrating. These are just unbelievable. If you have not got a dehydrator yet, this may throw you over the edge to get one, because these are just great, healthy, wonderful crackers. So we'll check back in 8 hours, and they'll probably be done. Okay, so it's been 8 hours since we last checked them. It has been 24 hours, and these crackers are done. Look at this beautiful stack of kale crackers with chia seeds. These are just wonderful and beautiful. They don't get any better than this. Homemade, raw, organic crackers. So what I will do now is, the best way for me to tell if they are done or not is to shut the dehydrator off and wait a half an hour, pick one up, and just give it a crack. If it breaks like that, it's done. If it's a little gooey, a little sticky, then just put them back in until that goes away. But these are all done. And what I do now is I will just break these up, store them in gallon bags. They're dehydrated, so they'll go right in the cabinet and they'll be fine. And I love to spread hummus on these, and I call them cracker sandwiches. And I'll put some hummus on there, maybe some avocado, find another piece that I break up that kind of fits on top of that, and make a sandwich out of it. It does get a little squishy, but it's almost like bread at that point. Later on in the day, I'll do that in the morning and then for my lunch. And then I put it in these unbleached, natural waxed paper bags. And these can be used over And also these gallon Ziploc bags. This has probably been through the process of holding crackers 10 times. So these are very reusable. We don't throw them away. We wash them. We've got a stack here hanging on the counter. And thank you very much. This is just the way it is. This is a great, great way to get your family off of boxed crackers and foods and things like that is by dehydrating. These are Kale crackers. These are very, very good.